Neil, how are you fixed for tomorrow? How's things looking?
Alright, yeah, good. I don't think we've any fresh injury concerns, and Danny Swanson's back in training after the virus, so again we've got a decent complement of players to pick from.
Looking at the results of the weekend, what's your take now on this battle for second place?
We're still in a very good position. Obviously we've got a little bit of catching up to do, but it's nothing, you know, a point or 2 points or 3 points. It's a flip of the game really. So we'll obviously watch the game with interest tonight, and then we'll know what we have to do in the 2 games coming up, which again are 2 massive games, and we're giving ourselves a great opportunity to finish as strongly as we can.
I'm sure you watched the game at Tynecastle on Sunday. What was your taking on it, and lots of talk about the surface there, and I know you were pretty critical the last time you were at Tynecastle.
I'm delighted to see grass on it, and it looked, it's going to be dry and maybe a bit long, but it looked fine. From obviously where I was, I know Brendan wasn't happy about it. I get that, but Hearts aren't going to, cut the pitch or treat the pitch to suit anybody else apart from themselves, which is entirely their prerogative. So, like I said, I was just glad to see plenty of grass on it, because a couple of times I've been there this season, it's been very, very bare.
Can you understand why Hearts would do that?
Yeah, get any advantage they can, and they play a certain way, and they get the pitch, suited to their style of play.
In a similar situation, would you do the same?
Like we have a nice pitch. We try and keep the pitch quick. It suits our style of play. So yeah, and everyone, you hear of managers bringing the pitches in, at times the suit opposition, and I've come up against that in Europe and plenty of times in the Premier League. So no change there really.
There was a period for a few years now where Hearts had the upper hand over Hibs in terms of league position and whatnot, but of late, do you think you've reasserted Hibs as the #1 team in Edinburgh?
Well, we certainly have this season, but how long that lasts remains to be seen. But what are we, 20 points ahead? And I think that's very, very healthy, and I think that doesn't lie to how strong and how consistent we've been this season. My aim or my target isn't to finish above Hearts, or to be the top dogs in Edinburgh really. It's a big part of what the bigger picture is for me, and we've had a stellar season, and we want it to continue.
How difficult do you expect it to be tomorrow? They lost at home on Sunday, but they have been pretty strong at Tynecastle since returning there.
Yeah, I mean it's a tight pitch, and it's not conducive at times to playing with a great deal of width. So the game gets narrow and it becomes a little bit more physical, and I can understand why Hearts are very strong at home, and it's taken a very good team to break that sort of record that they had this season. So we're hoping for more of the same obviously tomorrow.
Derek McInnes said yesterday Aberdeen and Hibs would be disappointed if they didn't finish second, but it'd be a much bigger disappointment for Rangers if they didn't manage to finish second. Is that the way you see it as well, or do you feel as if that's a bit unfair on maybe a club like yourself who have come up and you've beaten every team in the league, you've done really well?
What do you mean unfair?
Well, I think he was maybe saying the pressure's all on Rangers. They should be.
Well, it is.
Yeah.
I agree with that. It should be. I mean, if you have a budget the size that Rangers have had compared to what myself and Derek have had, they should be out of sight, comfortably in second place, but they're not, and I think that's tribute to Aberdeen and ourselves. I think we're maybe the surprise package. Aberdeen have been thereabouts for a number of years, and again I go back to what I said at the start of the season. You have Celtic, then you have Aberdeen, Rangers, and then the rest are fighting for it. We want to get into that bracket and split those 2 teams if we can.
Do you plan your week as 2 games in a moment, because 2 big games in a short period of time, or do you just solely focus on tomorrow night?
It's just on tomorrow night. You don't have much time to in between games, with obviously a long trip back on Saturday night, and then we're back in yesterday, recovery, and then a small session today just to keep them ticking over. Obviously we'll do a little bit of analysis work, but the majority of the players would have seen the game, and I think this is the 5th time we've played Hearts, so they're not going to spring a surprise or anything that's going to shock us, and vice versa, really.
I mean, the run that you've been on and how close you are to second, you must be really determined to take it to the last day at the very least.
Of course, that's what it's all about. You know, we want to go there, and it's a derby and anything can happen. Form goes out the window, I get that. But we have our own objectives to win the game, and it's not because of, you know, social standing in the city. It's because we want to finish second.
Good news for the club when Jamie McLaren the other day came into the professional squad. What have you made of him since he arrived?
Obviously didn't see his penalty on Saturday. He's been brilliant. Delighted for him. You know, come a long way in a short space of time. And for him to get the recognition now, it's all down to him. You know, we've given him an opportunity and he's taken it with both hands, and I really hope he makes it. You know, it's a great incentive for him to keep pushing for that place, and it's going to be difficult, but you know, the fact that he's in and around it now, you know, speaks volumes for the way he's played over the last, you know, 3 or 4 months.
Great for you as well when you're trying to persuade people to come to Easter Road. We signed a guy in January and ended up in the World Cup. You know,
well, yeah, I mean, you could say that as a feather in the cap. You know, it's I'll just be delighted for the player. You know, because I know how much it means to him on a personal level, and to some of us never got the chance to go to a World Cup. So I really hope he gets the opportunity to do that.
You know, can I ask you again about, does it help for Berlin that these games are so important in what you're trying to achieve? Obviously this game, yes, it's a derby match, but it's more than a derby match because of what you're trying to get to this season. Yeah,
you know, derbies are derbies, and they're always laced with sort of subplots and storylines. You know, this one's no different, and our objective is to try and win the game. You know, and obviously, like I said, we'll see what the outcome of the game tonight. Something's going to give, and it's up to us to try and capitalise on that. You know, somewhere along the way they're going to drop points, one team or both teams or the other team. So that's the beauty of the work that we've done in the first 3 games. You know, we've got ourselves in a really strong position, and it could have been better, but you know, I can't be at all critical of our performances so far. They've been absolutely superb.
Do you tell your players and make them aware, which I'm sure they are aware of what's at stake in the next 2 games?
No. They know, so we don't need to really emphasise things. You know, it's a great opportunity to finish second or third. Second would be brilliant, so would third actually. And we will give it everything we've got to achieve that. And we've got 2 games now. No one would have envisaged this at the start of the season. 36 games in, unbeaten, 1-17. Like I said on Saturday, it's championship form, championship winning form. So the players have been tremendous. We don't want it to stop now though. And it could at any time. You know, Hearts is a difficult place, and obviously Rangers have their own objectives, or will have on Sunday. So we have played brilliantly and strongly, and we're still right in there.
A win tomorrow, regardless of what happens tonight at the Tawdry, we set out special for Sunday.
Yeah, that's what we want. You know, that's what we want. But we can't look that far ahead. You know, we got to do a professional job and play as strongly as we can tomorrow first.